Alright guys, I'm back. Aside from that asshole whine that you hear once this is uploaded to YouTube, you might hear some stuff in the background outside. There's some kids going nuts. I don't know. Oh, I forgot. I skipped my intro. I forgot to say welcome to week 17. Sorry about that. I just turned this into like a big vlog instead of pregnancy update, but we're 17 weeks in. So yeah, Halloween night. So after I was done being a mess, we finally got everything together. And by this time, it's like 7:30 at night. And since we're no, that doesn't make sense. I was gonna mention how it's fall back now, but it wasn't fall back then. So we were still on spring forward. We had the hour ahead, so it got dark like an hour before that. So I'm driving around like shit. I gotta get the kids to my grandparents. Gotta get them in their costumes. Blah blah blah. My husband's not calling me or calling them or whatever. I don't know where he is. I don't know if he's on his way from work or if he's still at work and still has like an hour to go. What? So we get there, put my kids in costumes. My husband finally arrives wearing some damn jeans, even though I had set up his. I had brought his costume with me from home. He was the Mad Hatter, same as last year. But I had brought all of our costumes. Thought he was going to wear his work pants because they're black. No, he wore his damn jeans. Anyway, we finally get out with our... my grandma, bless her heart, she gave us pillowcases for the kids to trick-or-treat with, which we've done in the past. I've done it when I was a little kid, whatever. But my kids are so small still. They were dragging on the ground and we had to carry the pillowcases for them. So we only were able to hit maybe, this is probably generous, but I want to say maybe 15 houses. And like a couple of those, the lights were on, but nobody was there, or they weren't coming to the door anymore. Because by this point, it's almost 9 at night. So of course, all the little kids, they were done trick or treating like 2 hours ago. So that was, I don't know, it was more or less uneventful, but I actually had a good time this year. Whereas other Halloweens, it's just been super stressful. And once we got out and we're walking around the neighborhood, it wasn't even that cold this year. So usually that contributes, but it was awesome this year. So I was super happy about that. Um, where am I? All right, so I guess I will go ahead and skip to Thanksgiving, which was a blast. We had a good time. Um, my cousin offered to do it this year, my older cousin, but apparently her house is obviously too small. You guys don't know that. I don't know why I said obviously, but her house is way too small to have parties this big. And she was inviting all of her dad's family. And, sorry, brain fart. Yeah. So her oven broke too, I guess. So we ended up going to this banquet hall. They're Croatian, her dad's side is. And since our town is like a melting pot of different ethnicities, um, there's a banquet hall dedicated to Croatian people, where you can speak your language there and, excuse me, have meetings and stuff like that. Well, they rented it out so we could have Thanksgiving dinner there. I thought it was going to be kind of lame because I grew up sort of knowing my uncle's family, but not really. But we ended up having a good time because one of the relatives has a bunch of kids. She says she has 9 of them, so I was completely blown away by that. But yeah, she's got 9 kids, and the majority of them are around my kids' ages, and then, excuse me, like elementary and junior high after that. So of course my 2 had a blast. I was pretty much like the talk of the dinner with like a few people because my big old pregnant belly. And I got to eat to my heart's content. Like, I was so excited for this holiday, you guys. I have been pregnant during Thanksgiving before, but never this far along. I was that a week ago? Like a week and a half? Can't have been. No, it was like a few days ago. See, another brain fart, pregnancy brain. So I was going on 17 weeks. So I was like 16, 17 weeks or whatever. So I'm sort of big, you know, my bloat, excuse me, I'm trying to stay in frame here. My bloat was basically turning into a baby belly, and it was pretty awesome being noticed for that, because my other pregnancies I wasn't noticed at all. So vein moment there. Um, I made these mini green bean casseroles. If you go on the Campbell's Kitchen website, the recipe is on there. And they were like specifically for Thanksgiving. And I was super surprised because the recipe yielded 16 of them. Um, excuse me. I think there was 6 left by the time we left the dinner. So I guess they were a hit, and I had one myself, and it was pretty tasty. So I was really happy for myself, because usually I don't really cook and bring dishes to like get-togethers like that. But I guess just this year I felt like cooking. I wanted to do homemade mac and cheese as well, but I still haven't gotten around to doing that. And then just the other day, my husband made the banana cream pie I was gonna make, so it's whatever. But yeah. I don't think I've ever said this to you guys before, but deviled eggs are like one of my favorite things in the world to eat. I had quite a few that night, and I think whoever made them didn't prepare them correctly, and I ended up having to induce vomiting in myself later on that night because I got ill from eating the deviled eggs. So that was very unfun. But yeah. Otherwise, Thanksgiving was the bomb this year. I loved it. Mm. Oh, and then while I was eating my first plate, my grandmother had made some sweet potatoes, yams, whatever you guys call them regionally, that had pecans on top. And I'm eating those, and I had also given myself like this super helping of mashed potatoes and gravy. I ended up mixing them together, and I was like, oh God, this tastes so good. And my grandma was like, you eat like your mom, because apparently my mom likes weird food combos like that. But I was like, hey, I'm pregnant, and I'm happy because I'm eating, so leave me alone. But, yeah. And then that following day, we went over to my grandmother's, and she had like a mini Thanksgiving thing at her house, but it was just me, her, my grandfather, and then the kids, and my husband came along later. He had work, and she picked us up, so... so I guess from here I'm gonna rewind back to the day I had my last appointment. I was 13 going on 14 weeks that week. All they did baby wise was ask me my symptoms, which whatever, they were the same, and then the baby's heartbeat, she checked it with the Doppler, and it was like 146 to 150. It was like in that range somewhere. I don't remember the exact number because I've been an asshole and haven't been like writing that stuff down anymore. Um, they took blood from the back of my hand because I know that it's always successful when they take it from there, because my veins on my inner arms are super bad, and I guess they collapse easily or something like that, and they always have trouble getting blood from my inner arms. So I just told her to take it from the back of my hand, which hurt like a bitch this time. She was a bitch too, the chick taking my blood. And she was even like a smartass, and she was like, why do you have trouble getting blood from your arms? Just whatever. And then I had to meet with the financial aid lady again because we still do not have freaking health insurance. And every single time I have to go in there, I have to see her, and I friggin' hate her. Oh my God. And here we are yet again at 9 minutes because I blabbed so much, so I have to make a part 3. This is a long overdue video, so you guys will have to just bear with me. I'll be right back.